Hello everyone. In this video we will be studying about how you are going to change the user IDs and the group user IDs in different ways. So the first one, before beginning this, why do we require to change the user IDs? Let us understand. Suppose you are going to execute a process and you are having some certain privileges, and when you are going to execute those processes, if you are not permitted to perform some operations on that process, means you have not got the permission, so what you are going to do at that time? Either point 1, you are going to change your privileges. If you want to change your privileges, you should be a super user, then only you can change your permissions or privileges. Second point is, instead of changing the privileges, you can change the user ID. You can go to a higher user ID, so that using that user ID you can do all the operations on that particular file or with the help of that process. So when you want to upgrade your privileges, that time you require to change your user IDs. So you are going to move to a user ID which is having more privilege. It may be a super user or it may be some administrator. This is one point. Suppose you don't want some processes to access those files or to perform some operations on the files. What should be done at that time? At that time, the user ID will move one level down. Means you are going to remove the permissions of that particular user ID. So you are downstreaming the user ID. So in both the cases, you are going to change the user IDs. These are the two situations which you come across when you want to change the user IDs. Either you want to upgrade your user ID or you want to move to your previous least privileged user ID. Why do we go for least privileged user ID? Is to have a secure performance, to have a secure operations, to keep the data intact. We are going for this least privileged user IDs. Then there are different types of user IDs. One is the real user ID, another is the effective user ID, and next is the set user ID. Saved set user ID. So real user ID and the effective user ID, these are set during the time of the login of a user. Real user ID means whenever a user is logging in with some name, that time the ID whatever that process is getting, who is owning that process, that will be the real user ID, and at the time of the login only you are going to set the your real user ID and the effective user ID. Then why do we require these two user IDs? So I told you that we are moving to a upgrading user ID or we are going to the least privileged user ID. When we are toggling, when we are moving in between the higher and the lower, but we want to return back to our own user ID, is it not? So that is why when we want to come back to the original user ID, we have to have something, another place to store our user ID. Generally I told you that effective user ID and the real user ID are set to same value at the beginning of login. So when you are going to the higher privileged user ID, you want to come back. So to come back, where is your user ID? It is present in the effective user ID, is it not? So you require the effective user ID. The third one is the saved set user ID. Saved set user ID is used for lower level moving to the least privilege. So when you are going to the least privilege, you have to come back again to the middle privilege or the higher privilege. So when you want to come back, again you are using the effective or the real user IDs. So here please don't get confused what is real, what is effective and what is saved set. All these are used for toggling in between the different user IDs. How do we, next is a syntax, how do we set the user IDs? So we are setting the user ID and the group user ID using these function set UID and set GID. UID is the user ID, GID is the group ID. So user ID underscore T and GID underscore T, both are the data types which represent the user ID and the group user ID. If these two functions are called and they are executed successfully, a 0 return value is given. Otherwise, if the user ID is not set, then a minus 1 indicates a error. Error is generated. Then next question is, when these user IDs will be set, or who will set these user IDs? Changing the user ID is not possible for a normal user. Changing the user IDs is not possible for a normal user. Then who will do this? In what condition it will be done? We are going to see next here. So now next we are having here, see, if the process is having a super user privileges. If a process is having a super user privileges and set ID function is called. So if a super user privilege is owned by some process and the set UID function is called, that time all three IDs can be set to UIDs. Which are the three UIDs? So real user, effective user and save set user ID. So if you are having the super user privilege, means if you are administrator, super user means administrator who is having the authority to do anything. So to change the user IDs or to give the permission, to remove the permission, all those functions can be performed by the super users. So if you are having if a process is having a super user privileges, at that time if you are calling this set UID function, at that time if you are calling this set UID function, that time automatically all the three IDs, all the three IDs, that is real user ID, effective user ID and saved user ID will be set to UID. So why it is set to UID? See, because we are having here UID, we want to make this as the UID. We want to set the this value for our user IDs. So under the super user privileges, we can set the all three user IDs. Suppose next, if the process does not have the super user privileges, if he is not having the super user privileges, that time what will happen? That time if the user ID is equal to either the real user ID or the saved set user ID. So real user ID and saved set user ID, these are set at the time of the login. But now if I want to change the user ID using this set UID, but that process is not having the super user privilege, that time what will happen? Only the effective user ID will be changed to UID. Only the effective user EUID, that is effective user ID, will be changed to UID. What about others? Others will remain unchanged. These are the rules which we have to follow, or these are the rules which are followed during the changing of the user IDs. So if neither of these two condition is true, means if both the conditions are not true, then it is an error. When it is an error, a -1 will be returned. So this is how we are changing the user ID and the group user ID using this set UID and GUID. See, I am saying only for set UID. Same thing works good for GID also. Okay, same thing works good for the group user ID. Everything depends upon the super user privileges. If super user privileges are present, all three IDs will be set to UID. If it is not present, only the effective user ID will be set to UID. Next, how these three different types of IDs, that is real user, effective user and saved set user IDs, how these are set, let us see now. So what we are having here, only a super user can change the real user ID. See, now I told you the real user ID and the effective user ID will be assigned during the time of login. But if you want to change those, the real user ID, at that time only the super user is allowed to change the user ID. So how it is changed? So by using this login, at the time of the login program will set the real user ID. So if we call this login program, all three IDs will be set using this set UID. Okay, all three IDs, which are those? Real, effective and set. All these three can be set. Next, coming to the effective user ID. How the effective user ID can be changed? So the effective user ID can be changed by executing the execc function. So when we are executing the execc function, after user ID, which is below this one, set user ID. So set user ID bit should be set to 1. Okay, set user ID. If you want to change the effective user ID and set it to the set user ID, that time set user ID bit should be set to 1. If it is set to 1, that time only the effective user ID can be changed. Otherwise, changed to this set user ID. Suppose if the set user ID is not set, that time execc function will leave the user ID to its current value. It will be unchanged. But still, if you are calling the set UID at that time, what it will do is it will set the effective user ID to either the real user ID or the saved set user ID. Okay, what they are saying here? If you want to change the effective user ID to anyone, that is to the real user ID or to the set user ID, that time set user ID bit should be set to 1. If it is set to 1, that time only by using this execute function, the effective user ID can be changed to this set user ID. Suppose if it is not, if the bit is not set, that time execc function, it will not change the effective user ID. It will keep it as it is. In such conditions, if we are calling set UID, at that time what it will do is it will set the effective user ID to the real user ID or to the saved set user ID. Means we cannot set we are talking of changing, no? When we are changing the user IDs, randomly to any user ID cannot be set. We cannot set it to any user IDs. We have to set among these three only: real, effective and set user, saved set user. Among these three only rotation has to be taken place. Next, how about this saved set ID? So the saved set ID, what it will do, how it will be set? It will be copied, it will copy the value from the effective user ID by using this execc function. By using, see how this super user, how the real user ID is set? It is set at the time of login only. Effective user ID is set by using the execc function and by calling the set UID function. Then how about the save set user ID? This is also set using the execc function. Effective user ID and the saved set user ID both are set using this execc function, but this first one is automatically set during the time of the login. So now here is a table which is telling you if you are a super user and if the set user ID bit is set and if it is off, what is happening? Whatever we have discussed here in these three rules and the previous three rules, that is being depicted here. Next we will be studying about the set effective user ID and set real user ID and set real group user ID. So here these functions are used for swapping. These are used for swapping the real user ID and the effective user ID with the set REUID. So what we are having here, set real user ID. So we are having a real user ID and this is the effective user ID. So we are going to swap these two IDs. So why we are going to swap these two IDs? Just in the introduction itself I have told, whenever you want to move to a higher privileged user ID or whenever you want to go to the least privileged user ID for accessing or for blocking of some processes, that time you need to change the user IDs. So to change these real ID into effective or from effective to real, we are going to use this real user ID. This here real user ID will be swapped with the effective user ID. Effective user ID will be given the value to this real user ID. This is related to user ID. The same here we are having with the group user ID. It is the group ID. The real group ID is changed to the effective group ID. Real group ID to the effective group ID. So what happens during this here is how the swapping happens. Again here we have to keep in mind regarding the privileged and unprivileged users. So if we are having a unprivileged user, and we are calling this function, when we are having a unprivileged user, unprivileged means he is not having the functions of the super user, he is unprivileged, a normal user. So when an unprivileged user is calling this function, that time the real user ID can be swapped with the effective user ID and also with the set user ID. It can be also swapped. See here, an unprivileged user can always swap between the real user ID and the effective user ID. So this allows the, what will happen here? Set user ID program means set UID. Whatever we have seen previously, set UID program, it will swap the user's normal permission whatever normal permission the user ID is having, that also will be swapped. Once the work is over, again it will be brought back to the normal condition. So now this was at the beginning, but later when the another user ID, that is the saved set user ID came into existence, that time if we are calling this function, so swapping can be taken place between all three user IDs. So when the saved set user ID feature was introduced, the rule was enhanced to also allow the unprivileged users to set its effective user ID to the saved set user ID. Means an unprivileged user can change its effective user ID. Its effective user ID can be changed with the real user ID or it can be changed with the saved set user ID. Okay, we are going to change this. Whatever explanation I am giving for the user ID, same explanation we can have for the group user ID. So what we are doing here, we can change the effective user ID. See here E we are having. E, it is the effective user, real and effective. Okay, real and effective group user ID. So what the value of this effective user ID can be changed to real user ID or it can be changed to the saved set user IDs. So this is about the swapping between the real user ID and the effective user ID. So next we are having the function that is set EUID and set EGID. So what these two functions are same as that of the set UID and set GID. Why set UID is used? Set UID is used for setting the user ID of the real user, effective user and the saved set. This one real group, effective group and the saved set group. So these two functions, set EUID and set EGID, they will work same as that of the set UID and set GID. But only difference is that here only the effective ID is set, not all the three user IDs. Here only the effective user ID or the effective group ID will be changed. So now set EUID means that processes user ID will be set to UID. Okay, that process who is calling this function, its effective user ID will be set to UID. Its effective user ID will be set to UID. And though that function or that program who is calling this set EGID, its group effective ID, its group effective ID will be set to GID. So like this it is going to work. Here also we are having privileged and unprivileged. So if you are having a unprivileged user, if you are a unprivileged user, that time this effective ID will be set to either the real user ID or the saved set user ID. You are unprivileged means you don't have the right to set to any value which is mentioned here in UID. If you are an unprivileged user and if you want to change the effective ID, you cannot do that. You can only interchange between the real user ID and the set user ID. Suppose you are a privileged user. If you are a privileged user, that time the effective user ID will be automatically set to UID. Why? Because you are a privileged user. In the case of privileged user, the effective user ID is set to UID. All other IDs will remain same. So why we are using this function? This function set EUID and set EGID. These two functions are used for setting the effective user IDs. So here now this one set REUID and set REGID. These two functions are used for interchanging or swapping between the real user ID, effective user ID and the saved set user ID. So whatever explanation I have given now, that explanation is depicted in the form of a diagram here. So now if you are a privileged user, if you are a super user and you are calling this set REUID, set REUID, what it is doing? It is going to set the effective swapping. It is going to swap with the real user ID and it is going to swap with the effective user ID. Suppose if you are a privileged user again and you are calling set UID. So when you are calling a set UID, what the rule says? The UID is taking the form of any three different IDs, that is real user ID, effective user ID and saved set user ID. If you are again a supervisor, means privileged user, and you are calling this set EUID, at that time what is happening? This UID will be set to the effective user ID. See, if you are a privileged user, super user means a privileged user, then the effective ID is set to UID. This UID will be set to the effective. Only one arrow we are having, see here. So this effective user ID will be set to the UID. If you are unprivileged, then what is happening? These real can be exchanged with effective, this can be exchanged with saved set. Same thing can, whatever explanation is given, that is going to change here. Whatever now we have spoken with related to user IDs, same is applicable for group IDs also.